He's the man who made a deal with the devil. He can fight thousands of enemies all by himself. He can even transform into bats and fly. After every battle, he impales his enemies on spears, so people call him the Impaler. And he's the original ancestor of all vampires, Dracula. But Dracula wasn't born a vampire. Not long ago, he was patrolling his territory with his men. Along the way, they found armor from Turkish scouts. Following the trail, they arrived at a mysterious cave. Just as they were about to enter in search, a swarm of bats suddenly flew out from inside. Clearly something had disturbed them. Dracula led his men into the cave. The scene before their eyes left everyone frozen in shock. Bones scattered everywhere on the ground. On the damaged armor, there were claw marks left by a monster. The entire Turkish scout team had been devoured by the creature. Right then, the monster in the darkness suddenly attacked. His men were killed one after another. Only Dracula made it back to the cave entrance. He survived only because of the sunlight. He looked down at the sword in his hand. The monster's blood burned rapidly under the sunlight. Dracula immediately fled back to the castle. The high priest told him, a long time ago, there was a prophecy. Someone seeking dark power made a deal with a demon from hell. In the end, he became an undead monster who feeds on blood. But the price was being trapped forever in a dark cave. Only by finding a new heir could he break the curse and gain freedom. At this time, Dracula was the lord of a small Eastern European country. He constantly faced the threat of enemy invasion. Even the enemy's messenger had no respect for him at all. On this day, the messenger came to demand tribute, and made a cruel demand. The Turkish king required him to hand over 1,000 children to join their army. These children would become tools of war, but the power gap was too great. Dracula could only compromise for now. He even handed over his own son with his own hands. But during the handover, the messenger started hurling insults, mocking him relentlessly, saying he couldn't even protect his own child. He had no right to be king. Dracula was completely enraged. He seized the messenger's sword and killed him on the spot. Then he killed the other guards too, and freed his own son. At that moment, war could no longer be avoided, but Turkey had an army of 100,000. He needed a force that could change the tide of battle, so Dracula decided to go all in. He climbed Broken Tooth Mountain to find the legendary vampire. Not long ago, he had witnessed that dark power with his own eyes. If he could obtain it, he could protect his people. Soon, in the dark damp cave, he met an old man. This old man had been trapped here for countless years. Dracula stated his purpose. He wanted to obtain the dark power. The old man had finally waited for a new replacement. He cut open his arm and let his blood drip into a skull. If Dracula drank it, he would gain tremendous power and become ruler of the night. But the price was, he wouldn't be able to resist human blood. Even the people around him would become his prey. But if he didn't drink human blood within 3 days, he could turn back into a human. After a brief hesitation, Dracula picked up the skull and drank the demon's blood down to the last drop.